duel with the Glock being won by him.
Very nice. Oh, Fallen. That was a little bit scrappy for a moment. I think he assumed he got away from that. Out of control. Vinny up close is going to come out second best. xFloud. He just darts back up again. And in the meanwhile, the B site has been taken. It has been planted on as well. Bolt's caught in an awkward position. Goes down the same way. And Emor will put him 6 foot under. Meanwhile, Fallen, though, stuck on the A side of the map. Yet to lose any health. Has got 2 kills to his name. Dropping down, and he will be going the same way as the rest of his teammates. So Eternal Fire, it was a bit of an odd round, honestly. It seemed like they were split up.
And they know xantares was spotted towards heaven. The C4 was spotted as well. So Calyx has a lot of work to do. He needs to take care of at least one of the defenders here. Fallen, playing up close and personal. And Molotov can be deployed. Fallen finds woxic. Trade should happen, but it's a little late here. And Calyx left alone. There's not much you can do. Great work from Fallen there.
To boost up over. They can't see xantares right now. He's looking down, but that peak timing is brutal for xantares. woxic at least is able to come back with one of his own, but FNX sprays in for 2, and in doing so drops the bomb down in secret. Calyx can do very little about all of these shenanigans. Although he's on 7-1, it'll become 8-1 as he gets the freebie kill into Fur in the back.
Calyx is just so far away there.
Also smoked off, so they can't even get in up close quick enough. Fallen seems resigned to his fate. They're already setting up for X's, but they had control of the bomb. First spots it outside, and xFloud, who goes out to try and retrieve, has been fragged. Oh, they didn't take the bomb with them, and that could cost them so dearly.
Looked like they had the round, Vince, but this is slowly spiraling out of control. FNX needs to be careful. Nade sails in. It's perfect. What was a 4v3 advantage for the T's? It just...
And Fur with that rotation just completely destroys them.
It's a classic case of, wait, who was supposed to have the bomb again? Oh, well, Tech9's out. Emor again opening it up. The flashes are good as Bolt. He's going to get hounded here. Great hole from him as Fallen is going to find one of his own. And it's all on Calyx. There's not much you can do.
Vinny trying to get aggressive outside quickly. Vinny spots himself. xantares in the garage. FNX takes down not just the kill with a bomb alongside it and goes above and beyond to pick up 2. FNX is having a hell of a game here. Come under a lot of scrutiny for some of his stats and performances, but you can't argue with 12-5. And woxic walks straight into Vinny. Unsure as to his position, Imperial regain their 2-round lead. Oh, line up for Fur, and he will capitalize. His 3rd kill coming up onto xFloud. It's been all Fur all day in round 11, but xantares...
That is lovely indeed, but Emor is simultaneously able to get the trade, albeit on a different player, and he's single-handedly going to come charging on in. Might be a little too late for the trade there, as Calyx, a bit delayed on that peak. Vinny's going to find him. Despite that kill being done by Emor, this is looking rough here. 1 man remains. It's woxic once more. From a 1v4, he's able to get it to 1v3.
He knows one's control room. He heard the footsteps. That's why he looked up to the ceiling. He's trying to picture exactly where that was coming from. And Fur just bypasses the angle, catches woxic unaware.
Early on, despite not being able to convert into a round, one was because they had pistols. And oh, this is fast. This is fast. A Mac-10 though, but somehow Fur stays alive. xantares still opting to take that duel, but first smartly repositioning himself, falling on back. In the meantime, xFloud opening it up, but FNX from above delivering death. And down to Emor, where he will upgrade to the A1, and these 2 players are very low indeed.
Yeah, so is Emor though, and flashes and nades landing around him, fully blinded. Another flash. Oh. He can't see anything, the poor lad. Fully blind for a good 5 or so seconds.
Spots a second player as well. That is Fallen. Will have to fall that would not before he takes a couple of shots, pot shots through the smoke. This is much better from Eternal Fire. Catches Bolt with the aggression. Now Vinny has to deliver.
Fallen also has just chipped in, but Vinny's gonna get caught for the back. Here comes Fallen again. He's landed 2 and a 3rd as well, still alive, but Emor's gonna put him down. In the meanwhile, FNX makes up the space, and Emor turns to his left just as he gets peeked from his right. Thing is,
I can't believe just how this one is played out, Vince.
It's wild, isn't it? The problem here for FNX is he has an incendiary, but he doesn't have a smoke. And so as soon as he taps that bomb, he is gone from woxic. Very well played.
There is someone inside of the smoke next to the vents. That is Xantares, and I don't know if he's been checked yet. No, they haven't. Tucked on into the corner. Should catch Vinny, but no Vinny. Barely taking any damage, actually, considering Xantares saw him before. Leaving it all in Emor and Calyx. There is a player all the way towards CT. Offer. Oh, you rascal. Emor does know he's expecting that. And with that, a clean round number 10. They get a double digits here, Vince. But Eternal Fire, remember.
His health bars now going downstairs. xFloud has the cross. He's had a rough game so far on 3 frags. He is going to extend that to 4, but he's now being pushed upon by multiple players, and Bolt is going to punish him. Xantares misses out on his chances. They push into the control room. Beautiful shot though onto first, splatters him across with the USP. The safe plant in the smoke, but Xantares is now taking the initiative. Another headshot delivered first class. Just what Eternal Fire were desperate for, considering up until that point Imperial had the player advantage, but they're still in a post plant. They still have every chance of taking this round and making it theirs, especially as Bolt has come in swinging with the USP. FNX's position could just watch the bomb forever, and they drop down. They don't deal with him. Bolt's now up close, diminishes Xantares' health, and the time is so low, there's no way for Calyx to clutch. Imperial managed to get this round and make it theirs. They're going to have an 11-5 lead.
It is so unfortunate that I think Xantares was looking for the C4.
Corner of the back 10 sprays into him. 2 players now in the hut. Need to be checked. Need to be dealt with. But woxic on the flyby takes the head of FNX and makes it his. Puts it in his trophy room. They're going to just do their best to bypass all of this aggression from Eternal Fire by vent diving down to B and getting the plant into position.
All alone now, they're fallen for the time being. Attack comes in. Can he make his escape? No, he can't. Now it's all on Bolt. They don't know where he is, though, Vince. And the bomb, it is planted for him.
He was last spotted outside, but as you said, it could be anyone's guess where he is. Now they've seen him. woxic lands another scout shot. He knows where the bomb is planted for, though. Goes in for the spray. Nearly takes down 2. Dropping xFloud to 26, Calyx to 36, but they have enough health to clutch it out. That was down to woxic, though. He gets 2 kills, but he weakens up multiple players, and that shot from heaven onto vents was disgusting. But let's be honest, everyone on this team is pretty damn experienced at this stage. They will not take their eye off the prize. They will not lose focus. Meanwhile, they may lose a few more lives because Xantares has gone in for that bypass peak, and he has dealt the fatal damage to Bolt, a lot of damage to Fallen as well. And considering they got an entry before that as well, it has put Imperial in a rough position. They're making moves outside of Squeaky. Emo at the back of the site will get an unsuspecting Vinny who was peeking up on the catwalk. And it's looking good for the Turkish team to at least get a 7th round, but they need to do this one cleanly. Losing woxic is a significant casualty now, and it does also afford Imperial the chance to push down on Secret.
3v2 is definitely winnable, especially with Fallen. He's got the AWP as well. I take his name, though, and Xantares. 2 HP, Vince. 2 HP. And he still just dismantles Fallen. Now, down to Mr. FNX. Top fragger in the server will take care of Xantares. And now with the 1v2, he's kind of running out of time. Okay, the spray looked like it was on point. Emo holding the line. Repositions himself, and FNX actually expecting to be inside of Squeaky. So
Fallen now is going to be dropping. Nope, they go for the B plant anyway. woxic now is going to go for that peak in the smoke, not too far off. Bolt's tagged down to 73. xFloud tagged as well, and first making moves in the control room, but woxic has been deemed forfeit. That's a huge scalp to take. Calyx, though, is keeping them in with a shot. xFloud and Calyx both have kits, but they only have a flash between the 2 of them, and Fur picks up the frag onto Calyx. He heard the doors open. He knew that xFloud was pushing his position, but the bomb is planted for Fallen, and he's on full HP. It's a battle of the AKs, and it's gonna be Fallen that comes out ahead. A very important round for Imperial as they knock back the Turkish team once more.
That round was Imperial through and through. Emor, oh, he had no idea Fallen had crossed on over. As Fallen spots a second player as well. Smokes will now be deployed. Big gap there. Big gap, and they should be aware of this. They know it's there.
But they had Vinny. Vinny was the contingent. He was the ace up the sleeve. Even with a gap in the smoke, he can peek in from Squeaky, and no one was watching that. Calyx tries to spam through the Squeaky smoke, but nothing really forthcoming. Not a single point of health has been lost on Imperial. up to this point. That's going to change now, though, as xFloud with that 5-7 able to trade up to the AWP, but it costs him his life. Fur's there to pivot in, leaving woxic and calyx. Calyx, at least, is putting down a little bit more pain and suffering with his A1S. But I think he second-guessed himself, maybe hearing some sound cues.
Yeah, I think he... When he heard the footsteps of them dropping into ramp, I think he thought it was going to be upper. I think that was the case. He thought it was going to be upper, so he immediately just comes out. And then when he realizes, uh-oh, they're coming towards me, that's when he just gets caught out of position there. That's just so many unfortunate moments here for the CTs. And this is grim, Vince, for Eternal Fire. Their map pick, not able to recreate the magic they had against Ence, and they're even hunting down. Oh no, Calyx, he needs to stay alive here. They're hunting him down. Able to find one, but the trade will take place for burning Calyx alive. 15-7, nothing.
I saw woxic have a ton of impact early on. That shot springs to mind that he landed from heaven to vents. Allows him to run and gun with that weapon. The right idea with the spray, just slightly off. May get punished, does get punished by Calyx, who's able to retrieve that AK, but Fallen will deny him taking it any further in this round. And xFloud, with the UMP of all weapons, has to try and traipse back down onto the B site, which is being planted on right now, courtesy of bolts. Upgrade that UMP to an AK-47, but he has no kit or nades to play with. There's no kit around him either. He has to get these kills right now. He can't afford to play slow. Even if he gets some kills, it's still going to be gone. Has to push in, and that's going to be Fallen, taking him down and making it look easy in the process. Imperial were impervious. They were unstoppable. He sure will. Ooh, not too far off, landing the headshot there. woxic 10 taken off of him, will be backing away from the connector side. Meanwhile, smokes down on catwalk, allows Emor to try and escape, but it's FNX that opens up, breaks the deadlock. Emor with one, can maybe pick up a second, but he must realize this T's spilling out of the B apps. woxic is holding it down. It is such a chaotic round right now. They need to find some clarity in all of this chaos. They need to be able to lock this one down, Eternal Fire. It's so important for their confidence, for the momentum, and Fur and Vinny are stripping it away with their Glock and USP. And now Calyx, the man that struggled to carry his team in the last round, is getting destroyed by Fur. An Imperial win, yet another pistol.
We're going to find out if he's going to be able to replicate that. Bit of a stack here. Fur spins around. That's information gained. And immediately, his remaining teammates pounce onto the bomb site. Just one gun lost.
The other side now with flashes coming. They can fast FNX. Once again, that's his first death on this map. 5 kills already picked up for the veteran. And Fallen, speaking of veterans, it doesn't get more tenured than this man. And he's showing that after all of these years, he's still up there. He's still capable of just slapping away players left and right. He had some phenomenal rounds on Nuke as well. And xFloud does get one, surprisingly. I thought he was a goner there. Fur had the drop on him. Because it's like what Yanko was saying before. Fallen, it doesn't just have like good aim, good reaction speed, etc. He just has a ridiculously... So his B or C level is still good enough to compete with most teams. 25 seconds to play with though, and they need to pick up the pace. 2 big entries. Vinny and FNX going in head first. Another frag comes down, and Imperial. Man alive, that was looking like it could get a little bit scrappy, but then they just come out, get out the shovel, get out the spade.
It's okay. They have money now. I don't imagine he was going to be sticking around with it, even if he...
But Imperial now moving over to this B side. There's 2 players here and a third. Was thinking about rotating in, but woxic instead was moving over to the A site. They think this could still be A. xFloud with 1, and a second. The spray is good, and in the blink of an eye, they've actually picked up their first round out of nowhere.
He saw the reload as well, Vince. But Vinny doesn't check, though. This is weird. This is messy. What is this, man? He somehow finds woxic. This is so awkward. But here comes a hit towards B.
Emor sprays in. Vinny is still making a real nuisance out of himself over on the A side of the map, and now moving across as well. Fallen knows He just has to wait for Vinny to have impact on Catwalk. He knows a player is here. That will be relayed. Emo's on low HP. Finished off now. Now Fallen can turn his attention towards the site. 20 seconds on the clock, though, and the bomb spilled out in an awkward spot. Vinny's also low, 22 HP. Flashbang is good. It does stall this a little bit longer. They also have the cross with an AWP, but Fallen connects. 10 seconds to go. Do they realize xFloud is here? If they didn't before, now they do. But Fallen has to put this bullet down range. He needs this AK to work out, and he clutches with 5 seconds. The AWP, the AK, it doesn't matter. Smacking them away with the back of his hand.
A perfect example of composure under pressure. There it is from Fallen. He knew what both the players were. He didn't budge at all. He just crosshairs, trained in a position of short. Firstly, okay, great stuff from Vinny, by the way, mind you, getting those 2 kills towards A. But the fact that Fallen just waited patiently for his teammate to find him, he waits for xantares to peek on in, and with 5 seconds, no panic, not even trying to go for the plant, picks up the AK-47 and clutches it out for his team. The professor showing how it's done. And there was such an important round there, Vince, as Vinny comes charging in. He's just run on pass. He just holds W and somehow spins around. Tries to take down Emor, who is lucky to be alive in 2 HP. And he will find Fallen.
That's a good idea that FNX is also here, especially with that flashbang going up. He's going to be peeking around slowly, misses his shot. Won't be punished. Yes, he will. Bolt goes out for the repeak. They double prong it. There is a rotation through from xFloud. xantares just needs to hold his position and let xFloud do the rest. Nade lands onto xantares. Oh, Bolt's had the right idea, but the timing is off. He's going to repeat this again. He will, and removes the head of xFloud. And now that opens up the rest of the map.
There we have it, been 7-1 Imperial. They keep marching on, and with Eternal Fire, sure. I mean, the weapon is saved, but...
And that is in one of the players in the B-Apps. Meanwhile, Fur lurks in, probably not anticipating second player, but still spray is good onto xFloud. And they would have heard, they know that woxic was last seen on B, and FNX takes his head clean off. Imperial. Good news though on Eternal Fire is they've done a pretty good job of keeping most of their utility centralized, and they still have 2 incendiaries left. With 35 seconds to go, if they can get early intel and throw down this molly, things will get interesting. But Calyx goes in for the peek on ramp, and Fallen from above just drops down, nails him, and gives them a real hope. This puts xantares in a horrific position. He's stuck in the middle of nowhere. He needs help, and woxic is going to alleviate a little bit of that pressure. 18 seconds to go, but xantares has been found and fragged. Beautiful flick from woxic, but he's now alone. Oh, woxic is landing every shot. Oh, woxic clutches out. They needed a hero play. They needed something to spur them on, and that could be the catalyst.
It's the ace as well, Vince. He did everything by his lonesome. But that is not sustainable. That's not how you're gonna win more rounds. Great stuff from woxic, though. Some nasty shots being hit by him. They wasn't really getting harassed by any utility either. Just being given the opportunities to take these. This is Eternal Fire trailing a map, losing their map. They're getting annihilated on nuke, and here comes a faster play again towards A this time around. And Calyx, good for one. The 2 CTs grouped up together, and Calyx is burning alive. He's all alone now, isolated. Oh, what a shot!
Oh, Calyx, that's naughty. That's the bomb that spills down as well. And he did land a dink, mind you, onto bolts. He did so much damage in this round. He's had a slow start, but that was a hell of a time to pick things up. Trying for the jump peak, trying to draw some fire out, noticing that CT is by and large clear. But the bomb drop is a problem. It's in the middle of nowhere. They have to go across connector in order to get there. And Fur will be silenced down by xantares. And Bolt's on a measly 10 HP is unlikely to get much out of this. He did just catch a glimpse of woxic crossing. He saw the knee as it went from right to left, but Emor from CT will put him down.
Definitely, he means it. And listen, if he kills someone with that, that is something just going to stick around for a while. But woxic, oh, that's why you have the deagle. That's why you have the deagle, Vinny. woxic will fall, and Emor position known. This is rough. This is rough for Emor. He's going to be hunted down as well. Not like this. xantares and xFloud do reply back, and now FNX has picked up the R8. What's going on?
Well, he had a good performance in the first map. He's not going to get any kills here, though. And now Fallen on 1 HP with the deagle is going to go down with the round. It is a plant.
Going to be coming again. Got to bear in mind, that was just the pistol armor upgrade here. Fallen, is he going to be expecting the play towards underpass? No, he's not. As Emor will strike. xantares close by as well, as Foot tries desperately to get a trade.
Oh, some great maneuverability. Just out positioning Imperial, who had no idea. And I tell you what, if Eternal Fire, all things considered, can get 6 rounds in this half, 30 seconds now on the clock, and xFloud is sneaking his way step by step behind. xantares keeps shoulder peeking. Vinny caught between 2 minds. How has he got that kill? Molly now tossed in. This is where xFloud's going to put an end to this round. If not, woxic, who just sneaks in before. So Eternal Fire do pick up 5. His pistol still, though, in play with the AK-47. They can bridge some of these gaps, but it's more along the lines of having no utility left, really, after this smoke clears. They have nothing to try and fend off the CT side. They got a flashbang, but that's really it. Players perched up on stairs, jungle, 3 of them, in fact, and a 4th watching from catwalk. They need someone to go huge, and it doesn't look likely for caught last. An Eternal Fire. Yes, they'll trail by 6 to 9, but considering how bad that started,
against a very dangerous man that is woxic. Sorry, against xantares, that is. We've seen how dangerous it could be. I feel Fallen's days are numbered here. And this can someone pull off the escape. And what is that from Fallen? Just a running headshot onto Calyx. But now the A bombs that it's getting pressured.
Oh, FNX is in so much trouble here. He's got players all around him. Needed 1 at least. Another player in CT, though, is going to be coming on in. Some damage done. Not enough to deny the bomb plant, though. And woxic will punish bolts. In the meanwhile, Fallen's gone down alongside Vinny. An Eternal Fire. Now only 2 rounds behind. And a great chance to bridge the gap further.
It's just a full eco here. All right, out again for Vinny. He gets a kill. He gets a kill, Vince. He gets a kill with the R8. There you go. He's finally done it.
This is a couple of pistols upgrade, and it's down to a 2-on-2, and they have an AK. I am so perplexed as to what the hell just happened in middle, but we have to focus on the here and now, because xantares and Calyx, what we assumed was going to be a trajectory straight back into this, and it still could be, as xantares has found Vinny, caught him in the back. That's the AK that goes down with him, and the USP is going to be the last to fall. But the fact that Imperial even took that down to a 2-on-2 is just lunacy.
Why swing, and they get punished for it, Vince. And it's reflecting in this buy here. X5 with Galil, Emor with the MAC-10. The rifles out for the CTs. Flash is beautiful from Fallen, and Vinny, oh, he's just gonna get the first as Bolts pushes on ahead, and that's gonna force the hand of Eternal Fire. They have to go for this A hit, but there are 4 CTs lying in wait.
Oh, what a shot from Calyx. He flicks to the head of Bolts. Gives them a chance. Gives them a window of opportunity. And xFloud is spraying in with a Galil. Gonna get caught in the open, though. And down he will fall. Imperial regain their 2-round lead off some shenanigans up middle.
Still, though, you got to remember, for the same thing for Eternal Fire as well. Against just the USPs and the R8, they lost 3 members, Vince. And it came down to an SMG and a Galil for a couple of those players. So yeah, take a look at that buy. It's not great. So you don't even have the weaponry. So, like, if you have the AKs, you're like, fine, screw it. You can just take the fights, but not even the weapons. That being said, though, oh, this is messy. Bolts. Oh,
That's a spray he's gonna want to forget real quick. But he'll be able to put that to the back of his mind, assuming that his teammates can clean this one up. HG's got damage written all over it. That could be a kill. That's gonna be 2 kills. Dunk from FNX to the forehead of Calyx and xantares. And Bolts, he can cheer off from the sidelines like, what spray? What are you talking about? We won the round. It's all good. 12-8.
Nothing happened. No one saw that. It's all good in the hood.
Yeah, that affords Fallen the luxury of actually rotating straight across the B side. And this flank is paying off for the time being as HG connects, and now Fallen and Bolts both activate. Get themselves in amongst the blood. AK picked up, though, from xFloud, who's keeping this one, but the bomb's been spotted. The bomb's back on the deep angle towards T-spawn. Fur has this locked down. Even if Calix gets a kill here, it won't end up mattering. And Fallen, of course, he passes with flying colors because he's playing out of his mind right now.
Just hampering them. Sure, you'll have the last bonus coming the next round, but don't you want that little bit of extra cash? So every one of your teammates have some weapons to work with here. Give yourselves a fair chance. Well, xantares is not going to give a fair chance to Bolt. Will pluck his head, and that's the only AK-47 in play. And xantares, he's saying he wants to do everything by himself. 2 kills already. And even though I might have had a few questions about this buy, xantares is still making it work.
There's no questions about the result, is there? 2 big entries, and that will alleviate some of the pressure on the rest of his teammates. However, the time is starting to get a little bit on the low side. So with just about 30 seconds left, they're going to make a decision. Fallen with the AWP from Tollbooth forces Emor to pay the price. But xantares is straight back in with one of his own. FNX now trying to take the initiative, take this little opportunity. Removes the head of woxic. Shows his hand though, 15 seconds to play with, and Fallen could have xantares dead to rights. Fallen with the deagle, pulls it out the sidearm, removes the head, clatters in. And this was such a good round for Eternal Fire, a golden chance to get their 9th. But as it stands, they may be about to slip away again. Fallen, right idea, player on triple, but he's trying to look towards the ramp, and Calix will warden him off. FNX next up, next to fall, next to drop. Eternal Fire get their 9th, but again, it's another one that they have to fight so hard for. They'll at least see the bomb, you have to assume. Call out to the rest of the teammates who are now rotating in. At Fallen's position, he's going to be in this flank so quick. Even if they think a flank is possible, they don't expect it to hit this fast. He wishes he had a deagle at this point, but the P250 up close is going to be able to neutralize one player, but not a second. Nice effort from Fallen. The R8's got its 2nd kill off the map. It's outrageous.
2 kills for the R8. I don't think I'm sure it's happened in the past, but usually in a show match, maybe?
Furtho may get the drop with this deagle. Or not. He gets dropped himself. Imperial.
And you can already see with how Imperial move around this map on the CT side. It's such a stark difference as to what we saw from the CT, from the Ts on their turn to defend. And here comes push, and this is looking rough. And indeed, the wild flick shot though from Vinny won't get the kill, but the bombs dropped at the feet of the CTs. And Fur is a monster. He's gonna get a kill. He even has time to go for the reload, and it's all on woxic, 1v3.
He's surrounded as well. Has the luxury of having full HP, but that's about it. On Fur's up on. He makes a noise. He drops down. That gives woxic the chance. He then goes on the drive-by dig, flicks across. My goodness, that was close. He could have feasibly pulled that off. That would have been outrageous.
Is Emor gonna check? Oh, this should be a free kill. Surely it's a free kill, and indeed it is. Emor able to find Fur, and that's connected control. Fallen gonna try and get the trade here, and indeed he will. Woxic to fall, but xantares immediately puts him down as well.
Oh, this map may continue to give some extra opportunities to Eternal Fire, but Bolts is snatching the life away of Calix. Drops him on the deck. So he's going to be stuck in here for a while, but I believe that smoke was actually tossed in from the CTs. So he's going to use this as a look, and it's worked out flawlessly for him. He doesn't quite secure the 2nd kill, but that grenade could actually seal the deal, but it lands too high on the toll booth. And to be honest, even if it did claim the frag, there was nowhere near enough time on the clock to get this defuse done. So Eternal Fire do live a little bit longer. FNX won't. He gets shut down. So that's an extra weapon they have to rebuy, and in doing so... Oh no. Fallen flicks up, connects the shot, but it's not enough for the frag. And he's going to go for that repeat. Felt compelled he had to do just that. And so far, this force is not paid off. But FNX baits in the frag. He gets one. It wasn't clean enough, though, and Fur misses his chance with the AWP. And Vinny's still over on the B side of the map with the MP9.
But he should be hunted down here. They're going to take away every single weapon from the hands. Woxic. They're pretty far at the edge of the... Eventually, once the money got broken, it was in a grim state. Flash is going to pop. There's no one in the sight. Both the players towards short, and FNX and Vinny to team up together. So that's a clue for the T's to work with Bolt. Oh, this is a very rough spot, but he'll still find one, and he's going to somehow find himself a semblance of safety. In fact, he does better. He gets a double kill. Bomb's been dropped as well. And once more, it's going to come down to woxic to go big. And Fnatic, he hears all of this. He can hear Emor running towards T-spawn to group up with his teammates. So they can completely leave B, Vince. This looks like it's done. It should be round number 15.
woxic's still alive, and they still have a minute left. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is looking like a foregone conclusion. Bolt up on the boxes again. And that first kill was the definition of an off angle. He's had a lot of impact from the shadow position, though. That flash does nothing for Fallen. Takes the kill, falls back, goes back in for seconds. But xFloud is capable of rinsing him away. All three of Imperial are moving on CT boxes together. They'll be looking for a boost, I would imagine, up over this smoke. Nade also tossed in towards ramp. Oh, that's a good nade as well. It softened up a couple of plays, but xFloud goes in for more. Bomb spin dropped down onto the site. Still 45 seconds. There's no great rush. The T's can take their time. And you can see from xantares' viewpoint, he doesn't realize that both players are on the CT side. He's still watching over on the jungle. And that could be a determining factor. They're watching for the rotation now as well from spawn. So making sure they're locking this one down. Especially considering that Fur is on 12 HP. There's very little room for error. Still darting around the side. They can hear the bomb being planted here. Flashbang's going to proceed on that peak. Flashbang not going to do too much. To spray he's not going to land either. And to make matters worse now for Vinny, he's lost his teammate. His partner in crime has been sliced and diced. With the bomb being planted out in the open, it's hard to see how Vinny gets this one done. He's had a good game so far. He has a kit. He has a chance, but that's all it's going to be unless he can take down woxic from upper, and woxic will deny him. So we're going the distance here, all 30 rounds.
By not swinging when the bomb got planted, he could have actually denied the plant there, because I believe woxic wasn't looking towards ticket boots. So it would have required him to hit a nasty flick. The timing there as Calyx finds Fallen, and then overbolts is.
Oh, he's already been tagged so low. It only takes one bullet to finish him off. Seems like Imperial coming apart of the seams when it really counts. Vinny tried to get aggressive, gets put down, and now FNX in a 1-on-5. Best Swan, but there's so many more bodies to contend with. Successfully gets back into the window. A low Emor is maybe an easy target. There's 3 more players that are all very healthy. And it seems like Imperial are about to let a vast lead slip through their fingers. Spray does finalize Emor at the cost of 52 hit points, though. FNX tries to just spray around every corner, but eventually he's going to run out of ammunition. He's running out of time anyway, and he runs out of health. Eternal Fire take us to OT.
Considering how they were looking to do more as well with the flash through the smoke, and he's able to find one second kill for him, but Fur will trade. xFloud now. He's taking a little bit of damage as well. You can see the tip of that barrel, and the flash comes out, and despite xFloud waiting for it, Fur somehow managing to take him down to 19 HP he is, but he's tucked on into the corner. Bomb's been spotted as well, and once more woxic having to clutch this one out in 1v3, but there's one right next to him. The flick shot, there is no flick. Vinny will finish him off. And Imperial, they get the first round here of OT. Buy money rule set for OT, so yeah, buying's not going to be a problem. Buying that's not really a problem on the for the T side especially here. But a good hold overall coming out from Imperial.
Oh, FNX and Fallen have both came in, and it's a leg shot as well. Emor's kneecaps get blown out and finished off afterwards. Fallen taking it in his stride once again, and FNX playing a perfect supporting cast. And now all the troops have arrived, and it's another clean, comfortable CT side in this OT. Letting a big advantage slip away won't phase them. They can reset, no problems. Fur now on the firebox with one, tries to wide swing with a flashbang accompany it, but it's bolts that goes back and forth with woxic. Still 3 players they have to deal with on this A side, and Fallen tries to pierce through the smoke with his AWP, but is forced away.
The only rifle retrievable is towards Ticket Booth, but that is already FNX nearby with the AK-47. So Fallen and Vinny have to work with the AWPs here as the bomb will be planted. The timing on the peak isn't there from FNX, so bomb down, and now this retake starts to look rough here. The timing shot doesn't quite pan out, but Emor, is he aware of the player nearby? I don't know. FNX rattling a couple of shots, but Emor is holding the line, but he will eventually fall. The 2v2 now.
Oh, a dink through the smoke. Time is starting to escape from Imperial. Need to get their hands back on this, get a bit aggressive, and they've lost Vinny. FNX, who is perched up, misses his chance on a very low X-Floud and misses out on woxic as well. Eternal Fire can breathe a collective sigh of relief. They don't get clean swept, but they're still... I feel like they're going to have to flash in for a peek. They must realize there's a possibility. If Fallen continues to walk slowly, he should be neutralized. Indeed he is, and Vinny answers back, but a 2-for-1 trade. Not the ideal outcome for Imperial, and now they've moved into underpass with a smoke alongside it. Vinny may be stuck at the top of middle if he's not careful, and he has no grenades to burst out with.
Two players waiting there. Vinny actually lucky to even find one.
25 seconds. Oh, he gets absolutely rinsed by FNX's AK, who keeps pushing in, nearly gets a second. A lot of damage to Calyx, down to 46. Grenade barely scratches bolts. That AWP could be so vital, so key, and he doesn't know that woxic is also in the kitchen. And there's Calyx on the wide swing. Eternal Fire will tie us up. Another chance for Imperial. Bolt's throwing that smoke in to extinguish the Molotov. Well-placed flashbang. There's another one. Emor can't see a single thing, and he just gets destroyed by Vinny. Perfect utility on the approach, picking up the pace, switching it up, and a wide swing will be good enough to deal with woxic. Not xantares though, but all of his teammates are falling around him, and he needs X-Flow to come in. They have more than enough money to go in for this and still have enough for the last round, so they're definitely gonna go in for this potential retake and clutch, but it's stacked against them. X-Flow though does break the deadlock with the first, but xantares is instantly peppered down from the rifles and the AWPs, and it's Fallen that claims the last. Imperial have themselves a match point, elimination point for Eternal Fire now.
Fallen able to hit all his shots, and 30 kills for xantares, mind you. Too shy for Fallen. She comes running out. The AWPs sing in tandem. 3 kills in 3 seconds for Eternal Fire. And Vince, I feel like we're going to OT number 2.
It does seem that way. A couple of questionable pushes got completely punished. Maybe there's still a way back in for Bolts and for Vinny as they smoke and nade their way out. However, there's an extra player here in the form of Calyx. 3 AWPs in play for the CTs. Vinny hiding in the smoke. Now going to charge through. Is this 2v5 possible? He knows Calyx is on the CT side. Tagged down a little bit, just checking that Shadow is clear. Smokes will be dwindling momentarily. It feels like they have to make that play while there's a Shroud on the site. But it's woxic and xantares to take us to second OT. Eternal Fire refusing to lose. Oh, I was going to say he's going to see action, but the only thing he witnesses is the bullet pass between his eyes. 2 big entries in the meanwhile on Imperial. 2 on 3, 15 seconds. But the last 2 CTs are miles away on A. They're only just making moves through connector, so there's no chance of them denying the bomb plant, obviously. But now it's going to take them a while before they get into position. I wonder if they try and boost up on the boxes. Especially now that smoke has been put in position. They will. woxic going in first. But you have to assume one of Imperial is going to be watching for this, and the barrel of the gun may betray woxic as he goes in for the peak. But no, he still gets the kill onto Bolts. Still deals with that threat. Time though is ticking away ever so quick, and on the cross Fallen does connect one more time. woxic now caught between 2 angles, 2 positions. Nice flick there, but there's not enough time. He can't get this one done. There's no hope for woxic. He may try his best, but that Molotov is going to seal the deal. And Imperial claim first blood again in OT.
It's okay, but that did look scary. And what an entry from With that SG, I think that was Vinny there, right? What an entry there, even though Emor was holding the angle with the AWP.
But he's going to be sweeping in as well through on the catwalk side, trying to draw away one of these players so that the rest of the team can focus and funnel in. But xFloud is locking it down so well. This has been an utterly fruitless round on the side of Imperial. You could see what they were looking for. They took so long, though, to even get in position. And xFloud's spot was so damn strong. We are tied up again. Rough situation, perhaps. Bomb still dropped down at T-spawn, but FNX making moves. woxic lightning fast on the AWP, and it's all the better that he was. I feel like if he misses that shot, he's likely a goner himself. That does put Imperial with their backs to the wall. A minute left to try and come out of this situation unscathed, however. Now, Bolts, Vinny, and Fur have a huge task ahead of them, and it just got a whole lot worse. Fur from Connector put down in his place, stopping that third contingent position from coming to the forefront, and Sandwich is the position that is going to yield Eternal Fire the lead this time going into the second half of OT. Does he expect a second player to come in, though? Yes, he does. And xantares single-handedly gift wraps Eternal Fire such a good chance now.
Fur has to be big here. He's got to go big. Doesn't have to worry about Connector. His teammates there. As Fallen's going to find one. Here they come charging over Calyx. The hard clear, the hard check, and a round's done here. Unless, surely not.
Try and wrap around the back of xFloud here in Connector, but he's been heard the entire way through. Nearly gets the kill. xFloud survives on 2. But that would be calm under duress. That would be able to come out and come up with that winning formula. In a situation like this, it would be Imperial. With that giant brain, all of the experience that Fallen possesses, the rest of the team. This is typically where they shine, but if anything, it's been Eternal Fire that have really come alive in these last 15, 20 minutes.
Gets to kill. That should be the call for the hit to come on in here. On towards the bomb site. Here comes the charge.
Could be the last charge of this map. Or perhaps not. Because already Imperial have a 2-player advantage. xFloud, though, solid headshot delivered. Bomb down on the site. Imperial with a vast lead, a vast advantage. But they have Calyx to put down. Calyx to contend with. Fur will do just that. Keeping this map alive. Another map point, though, for the Turkish team. So it has value, but limited. It has an expiry date on that intel. And our xFloud comes out from the apps. Big frag. Make that 2. A giant leap towards a potential third map. But Fallen, as has been the case so many times, is locking it down by his lonesome. And there's another one. A 4K for Fallen. And Imperial take us to OT3.
He didn't miss a single shot, Vince. Continuing to deliver with the AWP. It looked like xFloud had done enough. These are great shots being hit by xFloud. The 1-2 onto Vinny and FNX, and then Fallen. I'm not sure what woxic was up to. And Fallen waits for a while. Waits for the peak to come on in. And boom. Molotov, though, that's a great molly and a nade follow-up, and that's going to deal quite a bit of damage, though. And look at this, the combat opping from Fallen. He finds one, he's going to be hunted down. The no-scope won't land. He doesn't even have a chance to rattle off a second shot. And they have somehow seemed to have cracked the puzzle here. Emor, 16 HP, and FNX at the top of the stairs, not able to find anything. But look at how low Emor and woxic are. This is still doable if they can somehow find these two.
The problem for me, though, Blair, is there's no real grenades. They have a flash and that's it. They'd love to have an incendiary, a HE, just something they could toss into one of these angles. The first kill does go the way of Vinny, but with an AWP and 3 players surrounding you, very much a done deal. These angles are honestly so brutal to contend with. They've got bolts, but they check firebox. Like, do you expect 2 players to be here? Gonna be spraying through the smoke, but that smoke is gonna at least allow the bomb plant to come to fruition, and that does change the dynamics of this round now. They know xantares is in Palace. It's about that second player they're not entirely sure over. Or pardon me, xantares was on Connector. So they are peeking this one, and Fallen deals with him, forcing xFloud away. 75 HP. You can hear the footsteps here, FNX. He knows xFloud is coming in. Comfortable kill, comfortable defuse. A lot of this off the back of Fur. If he can get this kill, it opens up B. Vinny is the only defender on the B side as it stands, and no one is close by to help him out. And this is the moment. Out comes Emor, down goes Vinny, and the B side is open for business. But Fallen is here again. He can't stop the plant from going down. Emor now uses the orb to his advantage. A woxic goes in for seconds and thirds as well. Eternal Fire will lead come the second half once more. These two orbs, though, are both gone in tandem. They did also connect a shot on Palace. Well-placed incendiaries. Funnels away the push. Well-placed flash, though, is dealing enough to force away the CTs from the site. They vacated the premises, and now Bolts lands the touchdown nade onto a low Calyx. They don't deny the bomb plant. Flash up and over. 4 against 3, but Emor is even the odds at the cost of a bit of hit points, but it's worthwhile. And an uncharacteristic miss from Fallen costs him his life, and now it's all down to Bolts, and he is the next to fall. Imperial had the advantage in that post plant, but it all comes crashing down. That is a good point. But you have to assume with all the utility, look how many grenades, how many flashes, how many smokes that Imperial have. One of them surely finds its way into woxic and neutralizes him. Emor, though's been picked off elsewhere on catwalk, and now they realize what is coming to the forefront. Eternal Fire need to rest on woxic. They need him to have impact, but all the utility is tossed in his way. He cannot afford to stay there. It is quite literally too hot to handle on the toll booth, and there's another molly behind it. Now comes out into the open, though. Woxic can't deny the bomb plant, and he gets nailed from above by the hand of Bolts. Imperial, they need to strike one more time. Less Imperial can remedy the situation. Already taking windows, 25 seconds left, and it is the bomb carrier that's in window, going jungle now. May have bypassed xantares, and that could fake Eternal Fire out. That could completely catch them off guard. Calyx in a bit of an off angle on the Tetris side. They need to try and deal with this. There's also a player in the CT. 10 seconds left. Molly down onto Tetris, but it's even trades back and forth, and that's not going to be good enough for Imperial. 3 seconds to play with. Bolts is down, and Eternal Fire take us to Vertigo.
There were so many times where I was like, this is over.
Was it Calyx that was in a 1v2 and like they were just looking at each other for like 2 minutes or whatever? Was it him?
Yeah, it was him, and then he clutches it out in the end.
Yeah.
But this time there is no
situation over the very murky water. And it could be tumultuous as well. But Vinny goes down. It's effectively separate 1v1s that they find themselves into because there was no way for Bolts to really help his teammate out. You know, he's stuck behind the pillar, hoping and praying that he can delay this long enough for the rest of his team to get in, but it's not really happening. And I've Fallen trying to tee off with a bunch of bullets. It's round down so much that they only have 25 seconds to play with. And now they're making moves in. They are so nervous. They're treading so lightly on eggshells right now. And down goes Calyx. That's the bomb with him as well. Leaving xFloud with 95 hit points to try and clutch this one down. He's got one, but he's being winged up from the window and finished off by FNX. Imperial do take the round.
push on ahead. It's a dangerous game here being played by the IGL. It's gonna spot xantares, gets to dink, but doesn't get the kill.
Dangerous game that backfires. The only good aspect of that is that early information was attained, and so they don't have to over-rotate. A couple of nades tossed in, barely damaging Emor. Molly behind it as well in scaffolding. But Eternal Fire still maintain that player advantage. Although damage is being inflicted, in comes the wide swing and woxic punishes Bolts. Forces them on the back foot. Spray is good for one, but that's where it will end. And although the M4 is picked up,
One of his teammates to be... I'm not sure if there was a teammate there at top of ramp, but if he was there, he would have gone for the instant trade at the very least, but there was no one close by, Vince. And what a shot from woxic as well onto Bolts. And then Calyx dealing headshots of his own with the Desert Eagle. And a force buy works out here for Eternal Fire. It was a pistol round that felt kind of stolen away from them because of the heroics of Bolts, just keeping them at bay. And with xantares
up on the sandbags, they don't look. Emor still crouched. Now he's been spotted, but still removes the head of Fur. And that will put more pressure on FNX. He can only muster up the strength for one. Good flashbangs and Tares. dicing down Fallen, who tried to go in for that wide swing. That kill from Emo was so vital as well. But now Eternal Fire post-plant in another good position. Grenades singing over, finishing off the kill through the smoke is Bolts. And that puts it down to xantares and woxic to try and hold the line.
Vinny slowly creeping on up, but xantares from above immediately will get to their second. woxic even having enough time to retrieve the M4. It's kind of, and if you go back to the videos, we can probably talk about later on, is we do have a few kills going the way of the CTs. Calyx and woxic still there. Calyx will find Vinny. That's a B defender. Second kill as well onto Bolt, and suddenly this one's just turned around. Oh, big shot from that had to take place. Nade's gonna sail in as well, and now all on Calyx. A 1v1 against Fallen.
He's got 2 bullets left. Well, there we go. He's replenished the magazine. Realized it, could hear the sound cue. Fallen, 42 HP. Had so much impact on Mirage. Is he going to go above and beyond once again for his teammates? No, Calyx misses out on the spray. Fallen does come out ahead. I thought he'd go down there once the AK whipped towards his position, but he survives on 16 HP. And now that they whittled away the timer to 38 seconds, they've backed away from the site with all 5 players alive. This is where it gets a little bit uncomfortable on the side of Eternal Fire. Another smoke up close. This definitely helps them with their MP9 and their lack of utility at this point as well. Spray is good. FNX also dips in for one. Only xFloud has come back with an answer so far. In the smoke, Fur's going to show his hand, although woxic does deal a fatal blow. It's down to a 2-on-2. MP9 sprays in. Calyx is bested. 10 seconds to play with. woxic needs to make some moves. The flick's not on point. And Bolt stops him from retreating from the site. Trimming the bomb as he heads over on the B side of the map, where 3 players are laid in wait for the time being. Double stack in middle, 1-for-1. woxic misses his chance, but isn't fully punished, though he does lose 90 HP. He is still alive. Calyx now taking a peppering and a double spray down. Not sure how much Vinny knew about Emo's position, but still gets the double all the same. And although woxic is low, he's still a danger. He's still a threat. xFloud could have the frag on the cross. Neutralizing Bolts. Keeping that money low, keeping their chance in this round just about
will be planted. Now for the CTs, they don't have any nades to prevent, to just dunk on into the planter. But they're being very quiet. They don't need to. woxic will fall, and now it's down to xFloud. 7 seconds. He needs to get the bomb down, but Vinny goes with a swing, and even if he gets the kill, it would have been messy. There wouldn't have been time.
Down here. Flashbang is good, though. It does afford them safe passage for the initial peak, but now they're going to be walking into the M4 and into Fallen, and they are being dropped left and right. There was never really a hope of getting anything done in this round. USP aim not quite there, but Fall survives. Fur, I should say, survives on 3 HP and deals the fatal damage to Calyx.
Help his confidence, because he had a bit of a quiet start here to this map. It's 3 and 5, I believe. Now to 7. Early aggression from the T's, though, towards Ramp, and they're holding on, but Calyx finds Fur. Nade's going to be dunked into Fallen's position. He's in an uncomfortable spot, but he still lands a shot into xantares. I think it's at the edge of the wall there.
Yeah, that was a pixel flick headshot. Beautifully done by Fallen, starting to pick up that same form we saw on Mirage. And now it is down to Eternal Fire to break the deadlock, to unshackle themselves from this defense on the A site, but Bolts is keeping them imprisoned. Fallen burns to a crisp elsewhere. Now Vinny with that secondary AWP, using that smoke to just back off. Bolts spills the bomb down on the ground, gives them such a good chance now, and goes in for more. Eternal Fire got some entries, they had chances, and maybe Calyx can still clutch yet, as he comes up head-to-head against Vinny, but Vinny lands the nade. I was about to highlight that Calyx was on nice run boost, but no one was there to greet them. Bolts in the meanwhile, double spray, alleviating the pressure. I think that was around middle where he just sprayed them down. Either way, though, Emo comes back with 1, but it's a 1-on-5. He's got 52 HP left. He gets flashed, he gets fragged. Imperial finding this vein of form out of and they don't really have anything to exploit onto the site with. They've got a flash which has just been tossed in, but it lands in the eyes of xantares. It completely wrecks their own team.
That is a disaster. Oh, it felt like nice turn from xFloud there at the end, but it was not to be. And again, bolts, man, he's such a thorn in the side of Eternal Fire. He blinded everyone, Vince. Everyone was blinded there. Assisted by the flash. The flash is good to blind one, but smartly he doesn't continue to push on ahead. He spots it first as xFloud is gonna find one, and Fnatic replies back with 2 quick kills.
Can now try and close the gap onto the CT side and isolate these defenders on B. Will lightning strike twice? Vinny's position is going to be so difficult to clear out, and he sees the shadows, he hears the players, he knows they're coming in. 1 spray, 2 spray, down they go.
Hands of Emor able to open things up. Now he's inside of smoke. I don't think Fnatic expects this. They've crossed on over, and Emor's gonna take down Fallen as well, and they're losing members all over the map. Fnatic's at least able to neutralize Emor, but the B bomb site has been lost. And for the CTs, they have an incendiary in the nade, but the nade, it's too late now. The nade won't be able to deal much of damage, as Bolt's at least able to find woxic, but it's all on Fnatic. He's got the read, but xFloud, he's gonna get the kill. 9 and 6, the score as we head to the second half.
Further exploding out onto the site, no one's checking the back pillar, and woxic with the P2000 is gonna put them down, he's gonna punish them. Fur caught in the smoke, and Fallen's back at spawn. Lining up grenades, it would appear. And now, as a result of woxic's valiant stance onto the site, they need Fallen to find and recapture some of that form that we saw in Mirage. Multiple players up against him, and Emor will retort onto his opposite number, his opposite IGL.
With it on Mirage, so he knows what he's doing. xantares comes charging in. Oh, he runs out of bullets though, and finally he will fall. But has dealt so much of damage with that MP9. And woxic's there to finish things off. Fallen, last man standing. woxic with a nice little 3K.
Will now have the AK-47s they've been waiting for. And this is just the xantares aggression, money being printed. He goes down, he's fine with that, because they only lost 1 player in total, courtesy of woxic's solid scouting. For how much longer will that be the case? Only a few more seconds. He had a couple more seconds of life, but that extra couple seconds allowed his teammates to rotate in, and Emor taking the point, charging in the spearhead behind the operation. But that spear, a dull blade, and a much sharper one is plunged into him. And maybe switching up the blades for ordnance, because the bomb has now been planted firmly in position. Although Vinny is low on HP, the spray narrowly goes awry. Calyx and woxic up against Fallen once again in a clutch situation. Smoke in his eyes, can try and use this to his advantage though, and there is a gap in the smoke. Does Eternal Fire realize this? That could be huge. They put another smoke down, but Fallen's playing around it, and they both have kits, so they will have enough time. But I honestly thought that smoke had just completely destroyed them.
The first big tournament here where we have the new update to work with, but they've run out of bullets. In the meantime, Vinny finding xFloud, and woxic's position is known. This is looking grim here for Eternal Fire. He'll fall as well. This might be the call for the save here, unless xantares can do something superhuman.
It's a great flash though. It forces him off the angle and allows him to make up space. So Fur's just below him. He has no idea. Now he's found out, and Fur missing out on that chance. Something you don't say too often. Although he gets tagged down to just 9, he's still in the fight. And this is not a safe angle to pull back to. Bolts is there, as he'll show firsthand. No survivors.
The timing, just the CS gods, Vince, it is... They can be cruel at times. And that was so cruel for Eternal Fire. Fnatic even waiting to take down these guns. Teasing away, they know where the op is, and they're getting hounded, they're getting hunted.
There's 2 more as well coming from the B site. And they know this. xFloud is peering up. Not the primary AWPer, of course. There's a chance he may miss a shot. There's a chance he'll get punished for this. Emor's down, xFloud is down, no saved weapons, and Imperial.
And now it's just the default pistols. Just the default pistols, and it's gonna be a bit of a aim map here for Fur and his merry men. I do like how Eternal Fire wasting no time. Bit of a Eco Cobra.
I've completely put that disappointing Mirage performance to the back of their minds. And now they are firing on all cylinders. woxic though lines up, and there's a team kill in there, and the bomb spills out as well. Elevator could be the final resting place of this round. Imperial have let this one slip. There is still a way back in, still 3 players and plenty of time. Dodging the flashbang is fallen, but now that the CT smoke is cleared, they have to be cognizant of this position. And in doing so, it allows them to be conquered that much easier. For 90 HP has the right idea, but this would have to be the best play of the entire tournament if he even gets close to clutching this. He's losing health. 2 headshots out of nowhere, but when you're up against 5, that's not going to be good enough. Nice effort,
and Fallen not able to find it.
Incendiary out. The follow-up damage is there. Fur is doing his absolute best to keep his team in this round. 23 seconds. The bomb's still under control. They need to hold on to this. They can't afford to lose the bomb on the transition, but they also need to get some kills. 13 seconds to play with. Flashbang out, pushing behind it. But Vinny comes out second best, and in doing so, Fallen can only save, but Calyx is here. Calyx is here, and he's going to take down Fallen. I'm not sure if that was before time or not. I think it was just before the time ran out.
They want to crack this B bomb site. All 5 players waiting. Flashes will rain on in, and xCloud's got to hold his ground.
Oh man, there's so many flashes, but none of them affected xCloud. It basically only hit the T's, and now woxic is holding on from the gens, and xantares puts an end to the round with authority. Eternal Fire just thwart that push.
And now they know the hit's going to be coming on in 30 seconds.
xantares with the AK. Oh, they line up for him, and it's a triple spray. Just takes this round and flushes it away. But they're still in with a chance. Fur still here. He's still on the prowl and still connecting headshots. Fur salvages it out of nowhere after xantares nearly puts it too far gone. They're a little bit better off. Couple players over $1,000, but it's not as if they're sat on a large sum of money themselves. Fur with the spray may have been softened up, but he's still capable of delivering. But it is a one and done. Now Eternal Fire need to repel 2 more players. Pushing in, they go single file, and xantares puts them down with authority. FNX keeps alive, 52 hit points. Separate him. Oh, that sucks, Blair. That has to sting so much to save in that situation.
Oh, this is grim, isn't it? Now, FNX does have money for a utility purchase. I think he had $1,500 before at that save point. But no bonus money for him, but the bonus money for the rest of his team as well. It's grim. Do they force up here?
They now know 1 play sandbags guaranteed, and this is where they need their A defenders to help out that sandbag position. Calyx is doing just that, but Fallen with a Tech 9 runs and guns, slight gap of the smoke, and Calyx will exploit it. Nearly again runs out of ammo, but trades across to the other A1S of Bolts, who goes for a wild spray, gets punished. And here comes Calyx for more. Flashbang in his eyes will yield the kill for the Brazilians, but they still find themselves a player behind.
So the Molotov maybe 4 headshot. They try and get the bomb down. Emor just spraying on in as woxic finds Vinny, and it's all on FNX.
He's got a girl. Tech 9 goes through, rips the head off. 17 HP left to his name, though. He's got enough bullets in this magazine to make it interesting, and does damage to both players. 28 health, 18 health stood against him, but Eternal Fire stand tall. So much rests on this man's shoulders right now. If he can get an entry, it could be a fast track onto the site. If he loses his head, they have so little time left. 25 seconds. 4 players are now here. They've done nothing to bait away Eternal Fire, but the flash is good. Emor now holds on. Double spray comes in for Emor, and this is a done deal. Eternal Fire pull it off. Knockout. Their adversaries, Imperial, are gone from the Roobet Cup.
I cannot believe they've done it, Vince. It looked like it was over. Like you